Have you ever noticed that there are just those people out there that seem to attract these business ideas, these new streams of income, being able to create more financial abundance so easily, while the rest of us, we struggle, we hustle, we grind, we scrape for ideas, but never seem to find anything that sticks? Well, my friends, if you've had that thought before, don't worry. We're going to dive into this and you're going to see exactly why that is and how to get on the other side of that. What I want you to do is make sure you have a pen and paper because I'm going to share with you the 6 different mindsets around money. And once you start to understand how you think about money, you're going to be able to tap into so much more opportunity in creating the financial abundance that you want in your life. Before we move on though, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. This channel is all about money, mindset, and motivation for the driven entrepreneur. If you are not willing to settle for average, then this is the channel for you. So about 25 years ago, there was a book that was written called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you're interested in making more money, then this is an absolute must read. And you probably have heard about this. It was written by a guy named Robert Kiyosaki, and the book is a parable about his metaphorical rich dad, which was his best friend's father, who was a very successful business owner and investor. Meanwhile, his actual father always struggled to make money. He worked hard, he was an employee, and never seemed to get ahead in life. And that fits the profile of most people in the world, right? There's a select few who are very wealthy and, what I described, the ability to attract ideas and create more money and move the financial needle while most people are struggling. Well, the book was a great parable about the 2 different mindsets. He had a follow-up book called the Cashflow Quadrant. And in this book, he's talking about the taxation differences between somebody who is an employee versus somebody who is self-employed, and somebody who is a business owner, and somebody who is an investor. And depending where you fall in this cash flow quadrant, it really determines your taxation, how much you're paying to the government. And he shows how the employee actually pays the most amount of taxes and has the least amount of benefits when it comes to taxes, while the business owner and the investor have the greatest tax advantages. Well, what was cool about that book is it talked about the different ways that an employee, a business owner, somebody who's self-employed, and somebody who is an investor thinks. So that was what was really cool, is that made me realize is there's different mindsets around money. Now, a lot of time has passed since then, and there's a couple more that I wanted to add to that. And I'm going to share with you these 6 different money mindsets. But instead of talking about the taxation, I'm going to be talking about the mindset around money, because once you start to see where you fall, where you start to see your money mindset will affect the opportunities that you start to see as it relates to your individual situation. Okay, we're going to dive into the 6 money mindsets. And what I would love for you to do is pull out a pen and paper and jot down where you think you fall as I list these out. Don't be afraid to stop the video. I want you to find out where you are on the spectrum of the 6 money mindsets. And ideally, we want to get you, if you're not already creating in multiple areas, I would love it if you learned how to make money in each of these 6 different areas and really know the distinctions. So as I mentioned in Cashflow Quadrant, the first quadrant he talks about is the employee. Now there's a mindset attached with that. Okay, in the book he was talking about taxation because employees have the least flexibility when it comes to taxation. But here, the same thing with the mindset, right? An employee trades time for money. Can you see the problem in that? If you want to make a lot of money, you have to work your way up some type of a ladder, right? But it really limits your ability to exponentially grow like a business owner or an investor can, okay? So that's the first one, is the employee mindset. The second one is self-employed. So a lot of people, they'll be mastering their craft and they decide, I don't want to have a boss. I want to go work for myself. And so they start their own business and they become self-employed. Now, here's the thing about being self-employed is you do get some more freedom, you do get some autonomy, but you basically become the owner of your job. You are wearing all hats in the business. So you do get a little bit of freedom as far as not having somebody over you, micromanaging you, but you're also responsible for everything in the business. Now, can you see where that can hold you back? Now, being self-employed is awesome because it really teaches you about how to build a business and all the different parts that are involved rather than just staying narrow focused as an employee. Okay. And it does give you a little bit more flexibility to create more income, but you're still capped when it comes to time because you can only help so many people. You really need to find a way to leverage it. Okay. The third money mindset is the business owner. Okay. This is where it gets cool. A business owner doesn't necessarily have to be trading their time for money. What they can do is they can figure out their system, right? Maybe they start as an employee and then they start their own business and they find a way to duplicate what they're doing as somebody who's self-employed. This is when they can become a business. They start hiring other people who can do the stuff that they don't want to do so they can stay in their zone of genius. If somebody's really savvy at business, then they can even step away from being personally involved and they can just run the business. They can find employees to duplicate these systems that they've created. So in a nutshell, I'd like to say the business mindset is all about creating systems that can be duplicated. Okay, mindset number 4 is the investor mindset. So an investor mindset, what they do is they have cultivated the skill to see a solid business and invest in that. So instead of trading their time for money, instead of creating their own business, they are looking out for other people who are very talented, who are very skilled at creating these systems and be able to buy into that system. Okay. Money mindset number 5. This is kind of cool because it could be an employee or it could be somebody who is self-employed or a contractor. I call this the commission mindset. So I've been in sales for about 10 years and I've been able to exponentially grow my income and take that income, then invest it in somebody else's business, therefore giving me a ton of leverage. But a commission mindset is somebody who is paid for their performance, right? So again, you have to have a different mindset. I have to be able to put my ass on the line. I have to be able to deliver. And once I do that, then I am paid depending on how much I can deliver. Now, I love commission mindset because I'm very hungry and I'm also very confident in my skill set. So when I come through for a company, I get paid very well for that. Now, a lot of people are unwilling. This is where the mindset comes in. A lot of people are unwilling to put their ass on the line. They want a guaranteed income, right? But somebody who has a commission mindset knows and believes in themselves, and they know that they can deliver for somebody else, and therefore they are paid very well to do that. And also, you're not paid on the time clock, you're paid on production. So there's really no limit to what you can produce for another company and get paid for that. But I also like to say, like, people like real estate, I wouldn't say employees, but realtors, right? That's a great example of a commission mindset because a realtor is technically their own business in a lot of cases, or they could be employed by another agency or broker, but basically they do the same thing. They are paid on production. The more houses that they sell, the more money that they make. So mindset number 5 around money is commission mindset. Now, here's a cool one. This is something that's really evolved in the age of social media. I call this the influencer mindset. So the ability to create an audience using social media or YouTube or wherever your audience may be, and turn that into cash by recommending other products. This could look like affiliate commissions. For example, if I recommend you go to Amazon and buy this Shure MV7, I'll get a commission off of that. If I recommend one of the apps that I'm talking about, I'll get a commission on that. That is affiliate income. But also I can partner with other people. For example, if I have somebody who's really good at creating courses, he can develop a whole course about this. And I can use my traffic and refer them to him and get a commission on that. So that's what I like to call the influencer mindset around money. A couple other examples of this is doing shout outs, paid shout outs on social media, or getting sponsored, right? There's a lot of people here on YouTube that do very well, and you'll hear them shout out to their sponsor during a video. Okay, those are all forms of influencer income and the influencer mindset. I absolutely love this because the better you get with this, the more exponentially you can grow your income. So those are the 6 mindsets around money. Now, what we're going to do next is I'm going to give you an example of how this all flows and how you can make money in all different areas. Okay, now I'm going to give you an example, a hypothetical example of somebody who is moving from these different money mindsets and how they can tap into more income. Here's the thing. I want you to really start to understand this. Make sure you save this video. Make sure you take notes because this will not be immediately available. You have to start being aware of where you fall when it comes to your money mindset and start to train yourself to see more opportunities. When you do this, your world will exponentially grow. I remember that I used to have such a hard time coming up with business ideas. And I used to think like, why is this so hard for me? Now I cannot keep up with all the ideas that I have when it comes to creating more income and more wealth. Okay, so let's talk about the path of a surgeon. So in my sales role, I kind of work as a consultant, almost like a financial consultant to trauma and general surgeons. These guys, they do a lot of school before they actually start creating money. They'll do 4 years of undergrad, and they'll do 4 years of getting a medical degree to be a doctor. After that, they typically do 5 years of residency, followed by 1 to 3 years of fellowship. So oftentimes these guys are in school minimum, like what is that, 13 years? And they come out and they are absolutely strapped with debt. They have probably close to $1 million in student loans. And the first thing that they do is they get a job. They get employed by a hospital or another practice. This is the first area, the employee mindset, where you trade your time for money. You get a salary. Most of us, or a lot of us, we start with like an hourly rate, but whether it's an hourly rate or we get a salary, we're basically trading a certain amount of our time for money. That's the employee mindset. Okay, next, imagine the same surgeon. He's like, you know what? I'm getting sick of this situation. I hate being micromanaged by all these corporates, these CEOs, these big executives here at the hospital. I'm ready to strike out on my own. So they will leave and they'll start their own private practice. From here, they're responsible for, renting out a place, getting employees. They need a receptionist at front. They need people to handle billing. They need people to help them assist in surgery, right? So they're still doing the work, but now they own their job. They're hiring people to do some of the stuff for them under their umbrella, their new business, okay? But it's still self-employed and they're basically wearing all hats, okay? Now, a business owner, let's say this person starts doing really well with their practice. And they're like, hey, what if I could get a few other surgeons to work with me in this business? Then I can help even more people. I can do maybe 100 surgeries during the course of a year, but if I hired 3 more surgeons, that's helping 400 people in the course of a year. So then that person becomes a true business owner. They're learning to scale the system. They find other people who have the same skill set, who can help more patients. And just by doing that, they're going to be making more money. They're going to be keeping some of the profits and paying the other surgeons and the other employees. Meanwhile, they're helping 400 people instead of 100 people. That is a true business owner because, again, the difference between somebody who's self-employed is they are taking their skill set, their system, and creating more. They are leveraging it. Now, let's say he's just like, wow, this is, or maybe it's me. I see this surgeon. I knew him. Maybe I worked with him at one point, and I see that he started this practice and it's starting to do really well. And instead of having just 4 surgeons working at this practice, he wants to scale that to 10. And I see that he has built these systems. I see that he's done very well. I don't want to have anything to do with this, right? I don't have the skills to be a surgeon, but I do have money. I have extra money that I've created from having a commission mindset. And I want to take that and I want to make more money. So this is where the investor mindset comes in, is to be savvy. Now you can do this in the stock market or you can do venture capitalism, but really a true investor will spot out another business that's doing well and understand what it is that is doing so well with that business and take money and invest it in that, right? That's the investor mindset. This is a true skill, a true talent. This is taking money to make more money. Okay, now let's say the same surgeon, he's just getting tired of this. He's ready to hang it up. And he decides he doesn't want to have the overhead of a business. He doesn't want to have the headache of running everything. So he sells this practice and makes a bunch of money, right? That's what's cool too, is somebody who creates a business has also created an asset that can be sold. That's something that's very hard if you're self-employed or impossible if you're an employee. Okay, so he sells his business. He makes, a couple $1 million off the sale of this practice. And now he just wants to have a lot more freedom. So he decides to start selling medical products. He knows a bunch of people in the industry. He has all these colleagues that he has worked with in the past. So he decides that he's going to get paid by a medical device company to go make sales for this company, right? Now he's tapping into commission mindset. If he's very strategic about this, if he learns to leverage himself and his connections and his network, he can make a lot of money. This is the commission mindset where he's getting paid for his productivity. The more money he makes, the medical device company, the more money he's going to make for himself. Another great form of leverage. Now, how could this person tap into influencer money? Okay, well, I want you to do this. After you watch this video, look up Dr. Buck Parker, MD. He has 214,000 subscribers on YouTube. He is a trauma surgeon, and basically he teaches through YouTube, and he's grown a big following. He can make money from sponsors. I can guarantee you he's monetizing YouTube, so he's making money off of advertising. Now, there's a lot that can be created here. He can have courses that he sells off of that. He could recommend products. He can make affiliate commissions and sponsorship money. There's a lot you can do when you wield the power of being able to gain an audience and hold that audience, right? So I did that on LinkedIn. It's been one of the best moves I've ever made. Was in 2020. I started growing a following on LinkedIn, and now I can create passive income in many different ways because I've cultivated myself in each of these 6 money mindset categories. Now, I want you to ask yourself as you journal this out, which ones have you made money in? Is it just the employee mindset where you traded time for money? Have you started a business and become self-employed? Have you duplicated your systems to become a true business owner? Have you ever worked on commission? Have you ever been able to get paid based on your productivity? Are you growing a following on social media? Are you able to leverage that and create some passive income based on your influence on social media? Okay, this is exciting stuff, and I'm excited to hear from you what comes to light. So make sure you drop in the comments and let me know which money mindsets have you cultivated and which one sounds most attractive to you. Okay, I'm going to recap the 6 mindsets around money. Then I'm going to send you on your way with an action item. Okay, number 1, the employee mindset is trading time for money. This is very, very limited, and you've got to get away from this, at least make money in different areas. Number 2 is self-employed. This is where you take your talent and you turn it into a business, but you're basically wearing all the hats in the business, and it makes it really hard for you to scale. Number 3, this is where you really become a true business owner because you learn to build systems. You take what is working and you duplicate it. You duplicate it over and over and over. Mindset number 4 is the investor mindset, where you cultivate the ability to see other people who are creating awesome systems, and then you take your money, you invest it, and your money creates more money. Okay, mindset number 5 is the commission mindset. Okay, this is awesome because you get paid on your productivity. You become so confident in your ability to deliver for somebody else that you get paid a very handsome commission to do this. This can be highly scalable, right? In sales, there's a lot of people who can make $500 to $1 million, possibly more than that, because of their ability to have this commission mindset. Okay, number 6 is influencer mindset. This is where you use social media or some other platform to gather, to create an audience that gets so interested, so engaged with what it is that you have to say, and you're able to sell other people's products or offers or recommend them and make commission off of that. You don't even have to create this stuff. It's so awesome. Affiliate commission, sponsorship, joint ventures, to name a few. So I want you to make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to drop a link to my VIP list in the description because I would love to be able to share with you some different ideas I have around creating more money, cultivating your money mindsets in my email list. So make sure you sign up. It only takes a few seconds, and then I will see you on the next video.